Hello, everybody. Pay no attention to the man behind the puppet. Pay attention to the puppet and the puppet only. Yes, that's right. This adorable, deliriously delicious paper bag hand puppet of Harry the Cat, wielded by me, Malcolm Tent, here on this week's episode of Tent Talks Tunes. Yes, with special guest, the Harry the Cat hand puppet. Excuse me. Painstakingly designed by none other than Pissy Chrissy herself. And you might wonder, what's the point of having a Harry the Cat paper bag hand puppet? As adorable as this thing is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Well, as you can guess, since this is Tent Talks Tunes, and my name is Malcolm Tent, and I do make my living off of my fabulous record label, TPOS, you know there's going to be some kind of a product tie-in. Alan Versapellis knows. He is here every single week, and he's the first one in the house. Excuse me, folks. I got to give you a little bit of a disclaimer right now. I've had a cold that I picked up a couple of weeks ago, and I'm 95% over it. But the last lingering vestige of that cold is a dry, scratchy, extremely annoying cough. So this might interrupt my narrative a little bit over the next hour or so. Excuse me, I just asked you guys to bear with me. Because, you know, I could have sat it out again this week, but I didn't want to. The people have been saying, Malcolm Tent, where are you? Where are you? I'm here. I just wasn't feeling that great. But now I'm back, and we're going to talk some tunes. So yes, the Harry the Cat hand puppet. This is an indicator. This is a harbinger. This is a foreshadowing of the fact that after much talk, after much planning, after much deliberation, after a lot of time passing, I am finally happy to announce, excuse me, the release, dry, scratchy throat and all, officially 100% bona fide, in the real, in the raw, in the here, in the now, release of Harry the Cat, Purrs for You, on CD, on cassette, and on 8-track. Yes, we did a little bit of a teaser for the 8-track way back in November when I first really started thinking about this project in earnest. And I know I sold one to my pal Sean Mosher in Connecticut. But now it's official. This is for real. 8-track, CD, and cassette. I mean, the adorability quotient here is just practically off the Richter scale. It is off the charts. It is off the hook, off the hinge, beyond control. Check it out, gang. CD, professionally manufactured, with a delightful 4-panel fold-out sleeve. Each panel featuring a study in relentless cute, embodied by Harry himself. The disc itself, professionally manufactured, in glorious regal purple and white. Playing time, 65 minutes. You get to hear the sounds of Harry the Cat waking up, grooming, purring, eating his lunch, and finally going to sleep at night and snoring. I am turning, I don't know, what kind of a term would I use to describe the feeling I get of absolute overwhelming cuteness just at the very thought of it. Words fail me. But just because words fail me, don't mean that the Harry the Cat CD, cassette, and 8-track has to fail you. It's up live right now on eBay, on Discogs, and on Bandcamp. And I'll be very happy to post links to all 3 sites a little bit later when I sign off, and you guys can go check it out yourselves. I always make a point of mentioning that no one is under any obligation to buy. If you don't want to, you can go to Bandcamp and listen to the sounds of Harry the Cat if you want. I'm just very proud of this release, very happy with it, and I want to share the love of Harry with all of you, my frantic fans, my loyal listeners, and my vivacious viewers, every one of whom I raise my jug of Hickory Tap in toast to. That's you. So yeah, that's what's really exciting. Oh, there she is, Pissy Chrissy herself, with a comment saying cat ASMR. Okay, that must be some kind of millennial newspeak. I don't know what that means. Cat ASMR. Can somebody educate an old Gen Xer as to what ASMR means? AMSR, cat ASMR. Nope, I am utterly drawing a blank. That's the generation gap in action right here live on Tent Talks Tunes and archived forever on my YouTube channel, which if you haven't subscribed to yet, you really should. Archived forever, this moment of incredible indecision and lack of knowledge. James Pogo is tuned in, says, Harry the Cat is greater than Cat Stevens. You know what? I'm not going to argue that point. I am absolutely going to agree with you, James Pogo. James of the Armed Delight Rifles, who is an excellent musician and artist. He knows. He knows very well. I could listen to 65 minutes of Harry the Cat a lot easier than I could 65 minutes of Cat Stevens. And at one time, when I was very young, I did own a copy of Teaser and the Firecat by Cat Stevens. I actually had a test pressing of that one. Ooh, that was very exciting. But I don't know if I could get as much joy out of it listening to it now as I was able to when I was 14 years old. Just wondering. Okay, Chrissy has clarified ASMR, autosomatic meridian response. It means sounds that make your skin get goosebumps. Yes, Harry the Cat is the master of ASMR, and if my camera was better resolution, you could see the goosebumps right here, right now. My pal Mike Lesser is tuned in. He's back from his world travels. Assumingly, he is back in Vancouver, British Columbia right now. Mike, did you see it? It's out. Finally, after all this talking, Harry the Cat on CD is out. Man, it was a long time coming, but well worth the wait. Jesse Small tuning in from Florida. I think Florida still? Have you moved, Jesse? Harry the Cat. That's what's up. Oh, yes. That's what's up. So much else is up. So I was going to say, past couple of weeks I've been nursing this cold, which means that, you know, my normal routine suffers. I don't get up and take my normal walk every day. I don't take my daily run. I don't feel like doing yoga or anything. I just feel like laying in bed and periodically waking up and doing stuff. So even though I don't feel great, I get a lot of sit-down work done, a lot of desk work done, which is why I'm able to get Harry the Cat released on all these exciting formats finally. And, also work on other exciting things. I talked about this once a while ago, and I want to pull your coat to it because this is a release that I'm very, very fond of that came out recently. Also, of course, is on eBay and the Discogs. I'll give you a little bit of backstory on this one. Excuse me. And any of you guys out there who attended Grateful Dead concerts back in the late 80s, going probably all the way up to the mid-90s when they finally quit touring. If you guys ever attended Grateful Dead shows, or maybe Bob Dylan shows, for that matter, in the late 80s into the 90s, you might have come across these people. These, generally speaking, hippie-looking people who always had these big stacks of magazines. The magazines were thin, they were printed on newsprint, and if you were at a Grateful Dead show, it would say on the front, Grateful Dead, or Dead, and it would have a big graphic of, like, you know, a skeleton or maybe a picture of the band or something. And, you know, you'd leaf through the magazine and there'd be photos of the Grateful Dead and photos of hippies and deadheads and whatnot. with lots and lots and lots of text. And just doing the most superficial scan of the text, you could tell it was some kind of a come-on for whatever organization it was that these people represented. And as is so typical of such organizations, they were not very upfront about who they were or what they were doing or what they wanted from you. But they were very upfront and aggressive about selling you these magazines. And I never bought one, but a real hallmark of the after-show scene at a Grateful Dead concert would be lots of these magazines just strewn all over the place, just laying on the ground, sitting on park benches, crumpled up and thrown away. These things were just everywhere. And so, me being the sort of collector and keeper that I am, if I saw one that wasn't all dirty and nasty or wadded up, like a fresh, clean copy of it, I'd grab it. Excuse me. Because back in those days, Grateful Dead live cassettes were a real commodity. And I had a huge Grateful Dead live tape collection. So I was always looking for art to use for the inserts on these Grateful Dead cassettes. And wouldn't you know it, here I am talking about Grateful Dead when Murray Gelman from Tucson, Arizona tunes in. Murray Gelman is a hippie. He is a hippie supporter. He is fond of hippies. And so he'll be very happy to hear this hippie tale. So I would always grab these magazines trying to get good graphics to use for my Grateful Dead cassette inserts. Because you got to remember, we're talking pre-internet. You couldn't just go into Google image search and find Grateful Dead. I mean, you had to actually go out and look for Grateful Dead images, and you could only find them in a book or a magazine. That's just the way it is. So I always had some of these magazines laying around, and, I would, cut the pictures out and always, sort of glance at the stories that the acolytes for whatever organization this was were telling, and I was not very interested. I was not interested at all. Fast forward a few years later, I'm at my record store, Trash American style, brick and mortar record store, and I get a call from somebody saying that they have this great new t-shirt design. On the front it says, "Stop bitching, start a revolution. Would you like to buy some for your store?" I thought, stop bitching, start a revolution. That's kind of cool. I'm sort of down with that. I mean, it's sure, why not? Let's do it. Let's stop bitching and let's start a revolution. So I placed an order for whatever, half a dozen of them, and it was a COD order because back in those days everything was COD, kind of the equivalent of a prepaid order now. And hello, T. Kadef, for tuning in. T. Kadef. Did you see it? Did you see that it's officially out now? Harry the Cat on CD. Harry the Cat on cassette. Harry the Cat on Ever-Lovin' 8-track. Yes, I want to make sure everybody knows about this because I'm very happy with this and very proud of the way it came out. So anyway, I ordered these shirts COD, write out a check to the UPS driver and take possession of the package, and open up the box, and sure enough, the t-shirts do on the front say, "Stop bitching, start a revolution." But on the back was this great big logo for this thing called Zendik. And I'm like, Zendik? What is Zendik? I don't know what Zendik is. I'm not going to advertise Zendik. Methinks I've been had here. Methinks I've just come cross purposes with somebody who has an ulterior motive. What is a Zendik? And why is it on this shirt? So there was a telephone number on the invoice. I called up the number and said, "Hey, I ordered these shirts, but I'm not too happy about it because there's this big logo on the back for something called Zendik, and I don't know what that is, and I don't want to sell these shirts to my customers, advertising something that I can't necessarily get behind, whatever it is. And not only that, you should have told me there was this giant logo on the back." And we had just ended up going back and forth. These people were expert at deflecting complaints and criticisms. And the bottom line was I paid for them. It was COD. Tough. You own them now. You know, and at the time, got to remember, this is pre-PayPal. This is pre-Venmo or Zelle or any of that. I wrote a check to these people, and the only way to stop payment on the check was to pay a fee to my bank to get the check stopped. So either way, I'm out money, you know. And as I think about it, I might have even actually paid to have the check stopped, because it was better to be out the $20 for the stop fee than to be out the, you know, $60 or $70 for the shirts. I forget exactly how it went, but I ended up losing some money and gaining these stupid t-shirts that were sold to me under false pretenses. Are you guys with me so far? And it's kind of a long story, but we are getting to the punchline. Anyway, T wants to know if Harry the Cat will be opening for Anti-Scene in the near future. Anti-Scene might be opening for Harry at some point. Harry is a very temperamental artist. Actually, we'll let Harry do the talking here. I'm a very temperamental artist, and I have great demands for my performances. I don't open for anybody. I'm a headliner. There you go. Harry has spoken. It was a great idea, but, you know, Harry does what Harry does. Let's see here. James Pogo wants to know if a Zendik got in trouble with the law recently. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and they advertised in Maximum Rock and Roll, too. Very interesting. See, the Zendiks got around. So, okay, I'm stuck with these Zendik t-shirts. Whatever. I probably cut them up and used them for record cleaning rags or shoe shine cloths or something, you know. Fast forward many, many years, and I'm looking at a cassette trade list. I've been a cassette trader for many, many years, and that's trading live concerts by bands on cassette. I mentioned Grateful Dead cassettes earlier, and, you know, bands that I love, I collect live recordings of, studio outtakes, all the hard-to-find rarities. And so, you know, back in the day, we would circulate lists of what we had. Like, I had my list with all my live recordings and studio outtakes, and I would send the list to somebody. They would send their list to me. We would look and say, okay, Husker Du live. Excuse me, Husker Du live in Tucson, Arizona. Okay, I want that. I want the Beatles live at Shea Stadium. I want, here's a really good 7 Seconds show from Norwalk, Connecticut. Awesome. So you send me these tapes, and I'll send you a few off of my list. And so we would grow our respective collections of rare, hard-to-find audio recordings. Excuse me. So I'm looking at this list, and it was described as weird, hippie, sex, ecology, cult, rock band. Now that immediately made me go, ooh, my ears perked up remarkably. I had a real heavy-duty case of autonomous sensory meridian response, or ASMR. It kicked in big. You know, I mean, all the keywords were there. Hippie, sex, cult, ecology, drugs, rock music. How can you go wrong? So I picked that tape off of this guy's list. We did the trade. And sure enough, the music that was on this cassette was really whacked out. It was nuts. It was definitely on the level of Yahweh 13. It had, you know, more than a hint of Hawkwind, like real sludgy space rock with this like elderly guy wailing and moaning and going, you know, doing kind of a Yoko Ono thing with this like plodding, heavy space rock behind it. It was actually really good. Now, you got to remember that in all the years since I had dealt with these Zendiks, I had either forgotten who they were, forgotten the name, or it never even registered, you know. We're talking about a gap of about 30 years here. So I'm looking at it, and it said the Zendik Farm Band. Oh, I got to look this up. So I looked it up because now we're in the internet age, and now we're in modern times. I look it up, and sure enough, It's the same creeps who used to hang out at the Grateful Dead shows and the Bob Dylan shows with their little magazines trying to recruit for their hippie cult farm. The same jerks who sold me those t-shirts under false pretenses. But wouldn't you know it, they actually made some really cool, weird music. So I did a little more research. It turns out that the Zendik Farm cult fell apart a long time ago. Apparently nobody was interested in keeping it going after the founding members died. The Zendiks just scattered to the wind, and the legacy just kind of sits. So I started tracking down as much Zendik music as I could. And I said, you know what? This really looks like abandoned work, and I'm going to make me some of that t-shirt money back. What do you think? So here we go, on cassette and also CD. The Zendik Farm Band, genuine, honest-to-gosh, hippie, sex, drug, ecology, cult music that, believe it or not, is really good and really wild. I took the liberty of releasing it on cassette and CD. There's one called The Loser. And what's the other one called? This is the Zendik Farm Electric Orgastra. Oh, Dance of the Cosmic Warriors. All Z's. I got them. They're here. You can find them on my Discogs and my Bandcamp. Or not my Bandcamp, but my Discogs and my eBay for sure. And I'll tell you, I would love to recoup some of that t-shirt money. And you might love to hear this music because it's actually really good. It's really good. And I'm glad that they're not getting the money and that I am. Enough said. So that's how I spent a lot of my time while I was coughing up big gobs of green pea soup and rubber cement out of my lungs. I spent the time productively. And I'm here talking to you guys about it. Woo! And I haven't even gone near the bulletin board or the mailbox. So what do you say? We've already had enough of what I did over my sick vacation. Why don't we get up to snuff with current events? Yes, current events. What do you think, Harry the Cat Hand Puppet? Harry. What do you want, you hairless monkey? Harry, is that any way to talk to the guy who feeds you? Yes. I should have known. What a typical cat. Harry. What? Should we look at the bulletin board? Well, you might as well. That way you'll stop talking about it once and for all and feed me. Okay, Harry. Thanks for the input. I'm going to put you away for now. Boy, that Harry. So what's going on here looking at the bulletin board? What is happening with the bulletin board? Well, we got current events galore, let me tell you. We got a current event that is even more current than the other current events. This current event is shockingly current. Get it? This Saturday, August 9th, or as they say back in Connecticut where I lived for a long time, August 9th, 4 p.m. at Repo Record in Charlotte, North Carolina, the official record release party for the Anti-Scene Time Machine. Oh, my stars and garters, this is a thing and a half. Check it out, gang. The latest vinyl outpouring from the boys from Brutalsville, the Anti-Scene Time Machine. The 100% official release date for brick and mortar retail is this Saturday. It's at Repo. We, the aforementioned boys from Brutalsville, will be playing live a short, sharp shock of a set, a veritable musical blitzkrieg, if you will, live at Repo. Copies of the record will be on sale. We will be playing the record in public so you can listen to it before we hit the stage. We'll be signing them. We'll be posing for pictures. We'll be kissing hands and shaking babies. We're doing all of the pressing of the flesh that a band needs to do at an in-store appearance promoting their latest record. The Anti-Scene Time Machine, available on neon orange, shocking pink, and the very ultra limited color of, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Harry the cat wants to know. Are you ready for this? Yes, Harry, I'm ready. Good. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? How many times can I say it? Oh my God, enough. I'll say it enough times to get my thoughts together. On special autosomatic meridian response splatter yellow vinyl. Yep, we're going to have them all. And I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. A very well-kept secret, an accidentally acquired piece of knowledge about this very record, the Anti-Scene Time Machine. John Ross says that he loves our version of Flower Punk by the Mothers of Invention. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. With the Anti-Scene Time Machine, you get two great sounds in one. That's right. You can get two completely different listening experiences with the Anti-Scene Time Machine. How so, you might ask? Let me tell you. If you want to hear the, and I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use it anyway, the normal, the as it was designed to be heard Anti-Scene Time Machine, you put it on your turntable, you set it to 45 RPM, you drop the groove on it, and you hear the sounds of the well-known, well-loved, much maligned, completely hated, but who cares anyway, Destructo Blitzkrieg sound of Anti-Scene. As we/they rampage and run roughshod over songs by Donna Summer, the aforementioned Mothers of Invention, Sonny and Cher, and the Sex Pistols. We do our number on their numbers. Once you're done with those, if you really want to get adventuresome, if you want to feel like you're a member of the Zendik Farm Band, if you really want to put yourself in the position of being in a weird hippie, drug, sex, ecology cult, simply adjust your turntable to the 33 1/3 position and get ready for a 10-ton sludge feast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anti-Scene cut at 45, but played at 33. Let me tell you, the Melvins got nothing on us. Your average doom stoner metal band is not fit to hold our shoes. The Zendik Farm weird sex, drugs, ecology, hippie cult only wishes they had the heft of the sound of Anti-Scene played too slow. You can either take my word for it, or you can take your ear for it. The Anti-Scene Time Machine, played at 33, played at 45. It's just like having two great records in one. Maybe if the boys are in a good enough humor on August 9th, I can convince them to play the record at 33 over the PA system, and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, the show is all ages, and it is free. No cost to you. Come on down, shake a tail feather. This Saturday the 9th, 4 p.m., it's an early show. I got to be out of there no later than 7, so it's an early show at Repo Record in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll be there. Will you? Rule Breakers Ball, September 19th and 20th at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina. 10 bands, hand-picked by, you guessed it, the almighty Anti-Scene. Friday the 19th, the long-awaited, non-expected, completely unanticipated return of Taped Fist, formerly of Crap County, Georgia, currently of Crap County, North Carolina, featuring the great Mondo Braswell on lead vocals. You've seen him at the Anti-Scene merch table. Now you can see him as the lead singer and front-facing figurehead of Taped Fist. All I can say is be prepared to take a step back, Jack. After them, Future Hate from Mobile, Alabama. Mobile's finest and or coarsest sons and daughter. Satisfaction guaranteed with Future Hate. From Raleigh, North Carolina, Knowledge is for Fools. A band we love sharing the stage with and have many, many times. Be prepared to have something smashed over your head when they play. Be prepared to enjoy it. After that, oh yes indeed, from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Before I Hang, the long-standing flagship of Mr. Walt W. Wheat, current Anti-Scene guitar player and man of many ideas. That's his band. You get to see his band. And having seen them myself, I can tell you, they're worth seeing. Oh, yes. Yes. No lies, kids. No lies. And on top of the bill, the great Rancid Vat from San Antonio, Texas. They have recently suffered some loss, but they are not down. They are not out. They will be back on stage September 19th. And I personally am quite chuffed at the prospect. September 20th. Well, our pals, the Blue Ridge Death Cult, were going to be on the bill, but now they're not going to be on the bill. I don't know what happened, but for some reason now they can't play. So instead of the Blue Ridge Death Cult, we will have Sweet Georgia Brown playing a solo set, which will rock you right down to your socks, which is good because he won't be wearing any. You wear the socks. He'll provide the rocks. Win, win, win. Sweet Georgia Brown, and from somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic regions, the nether region, take two. From somewhere in the nether regions of the Mid-Atlantic, the Wrath of Typhon. You want to talk about a band that rocks hard and rocks good? Wrath of Typhon. Another case of satisfaction being guaranteed. Good dudes, all of them. From the Queen City, the Self-Made Monsters. Oh yes, the Self-Made Monsters. Another band that thoroughly kicks ass, takes many, many names, and exhibits an uncommon intelligence in their approach thereof. We like the Self-Made Monsters. They rock, they rule. Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre. Oh yes. Featuring our booking agent, Mr. Joey Killingsworth, a fine booking agent, a red-hot guitar player, and a dude who knows how to write a song, with a crack unit behind him. Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre. Now you might ask, an undercard like that with 9 bands of non-stop slam-bang, out-of-control, mayhemic action, who could possibly headline? Harry the Hand Puppet. Yeah. You want to give any guesses as to who could possibly headline a 2-day, 10-band affair like that? Don't tell me, Anti-Scene. Hey, Harry, what do you mean, don't tell me? That's all I ever hear when I'm eating my cat food. That's all I ever hear when I'm using the litter box. Anti-Scene this, All right, enough. Easy, guy, you're really cute, but you might be on the verge of accusing me of overdoing it. We're not overdoing it. We're just telling it like it is. We're talking about the single greatest rock and roll band on the planet. Shh. He hears a lot of Anti-Scene around the house, and he hears me talking about the band a lot, so just bear with him. Harry, I love you. Yep. Harry, I love you, but I think you need to take a nap right now. Go take a nap, boy. Harry, everybody, what a ham. Anyway, the cat's out of the bag, so to speak. That was a pretty good pun. I wasn't even trying to make a good pun. Anti-scene. Headlining, because it's what we do. Well, if we're not opening, that is. But when we're headlining, that is what we do. A once-in-a-lifetime event spread out over 2 days. Come get you some. Check out the Anti-Scene website, antiscene.com, or the Anti-Scene Facebook page for lodging and ticket information. Oh yeah, I'll drink to that. And then just a really quick reminder about my various enterprises, you know, my mailing address, now that I'm a firmly established Newtonian, for almost 8 months now. My mailing address, P.O. Box 173, Newton, North Carolina, 28658. My web stores on Discogs, eBay, Bandcamp. That's where you will find Harry the Cat on various CDs, cassettes, 8-tracks, and whatnot. Oh yes, Discogs, Bandcamp, and eBay. He's all over the place. Also, of course, the weirdo Zendik hippie, sex, cult, ecology, annoying people. And they're really, genuinely cool and good version of space rock. I hate to admit it, but it really is good. Well, P.O. Box 173. People do send me mail. What do you say we do some opening of the mail? Here it is. P.O. Box 173, Newton, North Carolina, 28658. Oh, yeah. These are a couple of items that I knew were going to arrive. But I have not opened these boxes yet. And I'm very excited to see the contents. Even though I know what's in here, I'm really stoked to find out about it. Live and in person, and you guys get to find out with me. We have the 2-mile box cutter. We're working on mile number 3, approximately 8 inches at a time. So 2 miles and 8 inches here of pure cutting pleasure. Zoom. Zip. And Zor. Tika Def wants to know if that is Newtonian fluid in my jug. Yes, it is. I've extolled the virtues of Danbury tap for a very long time, but now I've got to tell you all about Newton tap. Danbury tap was just chock full of delicious runoff chemicals from the old hatting industry, which gave it a certain color, a certain texture, a certain taste. Newton tap is deliciously fortified with old runoff from the furniture industry, which gives it an entirely different patina and bouquet, if you will. It's a fascinating fluid, and I drink a gallon of it every single day, which might account for some of what happens here on Tent Talks Tunes. Then again, like Lady Gaga, maybe I was just born this way. No smart remarks from the Harry the Cat hand puppet. Shh. Shh. Ow. Enough said. So what did I get from my old pal George Kelly in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to be specific? Well, a little bit of background on this. George Kelly is a guy who I met in Florida in the mid-'80s when I had my band Broken Talent. And we sort of gathered around us a collection of fellow misfits and weirdos and creative types that came to be known as the Broken Talent Auxiliary Corps. And from the Broken Talent Auxiliary Corps, there came other bands. The first of which was an aggregation known as Verbal Circus. And from that, you sort of got a band called, and here it is, the Trash Monkeys. This is great stuff. This is real great stuff. The Trash Monkeys feature Mark, a.k.a. Marky Awesome, the guitar player of Broken Talent, George from the Broken Talent Auxiliary Corps on bass guitar. Lloyd Void from the Auxiliary Corps on vocals. And a guy named Bill Orcutt on the drums. Bill, who would later go to form the band Harry Pussy and embark on a long-going and continuing solo career to this very day. These four guys together in one band, the Trash Monkeys. They started while Broken Talent was extant and continued after Broken Talent broke up. And man, this stuff is just wild. Totally wild. Great, funny, intelligent. James Poga says that Harry Pussy rules. They did indeed. This is the roots of Harry Pussy. Doesn't sound like Harry Pussy, but, you know, you got to start somewhere. And this is great. Let's take a look at some of the song titles here. Track 1, Puppies, Puppies, Puppies. Clairvoyant Housewife. Sexy Quarters, as in 25-cent pieces. The theme from Maud. I Want to Get Married in Heaven. Trash Monkey Universe. Jesus Isn't My Boyfriend. Hamburger Girl. I mean, these are great concepts, and every one of these concepts has a song to go with it. And I am extremely, extremely happy to hear this. And George was a great guy. He sent me a short stack of these. I will have them on my Discogs page fairly soon at what I'm going to dare say is an extremely reasonable price. There's a few up right now. I think they're a little bit overpriced. We're going to take care of that with these sealed brand new copies of the great Trash Monkeys Pass Out CD. Look these guys up. I'm sure there's stuff of theirs posted that you can listen to, and you'll see what I'm talking about. If you like it weird, if you like it post-hardcore, if you like it pre-Harry Pussy, Trash Monkeys. Malcolm Tent recommended. Here's a note from George Kelly saying to keep in a cool, dry place and twice daily diet of Purina monkey chow. Noted. Noted, George. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I will drink to that. Got another box here. This is from a fellow who I met recently, a dude named Greg Bailey from Cleveland, Ohio. Turns out that Greg used to do roadieing and driving for the Murder Junkies, which means that we had lots of stories to swap, many mutual tales to tell. And Greg's a really cool guy, and he actually has released a record on his own label, which he sent me in a box. Now, unlike the Trash Monkeys, I have never seen this particular record before. I've never heard this particular record before. But I do know it's going to be good. I'm seeing it for the first time here live with you guys on Tent Talks Tunes. Archived forever on my YouTube channel. Oh, there it is. That does look good. Oh my gosh, look at that. What a great looking cover. I'm going to pull them all out. You heard me tooting the horn of Rancid Vat earlier. Well, now I got a stack of Rancid Vat albums. Oh, yes. Tableaus of human drama collected like food stains on a filthy restaurant tablecloth. Yes. Who does the cover art on this? This is fantastic. Cover art. Front and back. This is beautiful. That is real pen and ink art. This is a collection of Rancid Vat's early stuff from the Portland, Oregon days. I'd first heard of these guys in 1983. They had a 7-inch single called Profiles in Pain. And they were very, very much kindred spirits with Broken Talent, I thought. And great record. So apparently this is a collection of stuff from that era. And I'm here to tell you now that every era of Rancid Vat is a good era. They're all good. The Philadelphia era, the Portland era, the current San Antonio era. Excuse me. Each one's got a different feel, a different flavor. But this is where it all began. This is an entire album's worth of this stuff. And I am really stoked to hear it. And, you know, the usual deal. Keep one for myself. We'll have the rest on the Discogs store called TPOS. Look it up, guys. And treat yourself to some Rancid Vat. Boy, Rancid Vat and the Trash Monkeys, new additions to my Discogs store. This gives me something to look forward to, as if I didn't have enough already. Woo, doggy. All right, we got some more mail here. This one right here, you see that return address from Gary Forney, TPOS recording artist Gary Forney. Gary, if you're watching, I've been promising to send you, I'm going to reach over here and stick my face in the camera, this stack of Pumpkin 8-tracks forever and ever and ever. And my original plan was to just send you a big old package with these and the Harry the Cat CD and the Tiny Tim G.G. Allen record when it came out. The Tiny Tim G.G. Allen vinyl is taking forever. So I'm finally giving up on that. I'm just going to go ahead and send you, Gary. I'm going to send you the 8-tracks. I'm going to send you the Harry the Cat CDs you wanted. And I'll send you the Tiny Tim G.G.'s whenever they arrive. Sorry for taking so long. I've got this real mania for trying to do things as efficiently as possible. And, well, sometimes reality triumphs over efficiency. And that's just the way it is. I will cope. And I will open this envelope from you, Gary Forney. You said you had some surprises up your sleeve. Well, this must be one of them, because I wasn't expecting this. Was not expecting this. Gary Forney has got a few things out on TPOS. Solo Works. His group Pumpkin. And a new, a new technology that Gary has been exploring. I see the label on it. This is Artificial Intelligence Covers of Gary Forney and Pumpkin. This is a mystery. Never heard this, never knew that this existed. And now we know. I see lots of Gary Forney and Pumpkin's favorites. I see Three-Eyed Boy. I see Down at the Crossroads. I see the Pirate Song. I see Mojo Bone. Rattlesnake, The Devil Took Me. Whole Lot of Hard Luck, and Lazarus. Reinterpreted using modern technology. Okay, I am very intrigued by this. Gary, thank you. And if we follow the pattern that we've been following so far, and you're into it, I think the world at large is going to be hearing some of this. Oh, yes. Gary Forney from Iowa. Everybody give him a thumbs up, a little hand clap. If you're feeling particularly mushy, send him a heart. The man is a true artist and a true musician, and I will drink to that. All right. I love getting mail, man. Mail is so much fun. Here's something from Stan Bowman in Springfield, Missouri. My pal Stan. Stan is a longtime supporter of honest-to-gosh print media. If you guys have watched Tent Talks Tunes more than once, you know that I love print media. The internet is certainly fine. But it doesn't have this sort of savoir-faire. The tactile joys of genuine print media and genuine music formats. You know what I mean, Harry? No, I don't. I'm a cat. I don't even know what music is. True. But if you did, Harry, you'd probably know what I was talking about. Okay, there you go, mumbling again about all this stuff I know nothing about. What a human. I can't help it. I was born this way. Meow. Harry the Cat Hand Puppet, once again making another appearance here on Tent Talks Tunes. And here we go, guys. Check it out. Issue number 62 of Ear of Corn. Bona fide music zine. Art. Reviews. Interviews. All kinds of great stuff. Printed on genuine honest to gosh paper. Much fun to read. Ear of Corn. Thank you, Stan. You know I'll be checking this out. If anybody wants to know how to get a copy of Ear of Corn, let me know. I'll be happy to send you Stan's address. And you too can get an Ear of Corn in your mailbox. Speaking of printed zines and stuff, this is something I didn't get in the mail, but picked up in person from my main man, Jeff Williams. Excuse me, a long-running Charlotte, North Carolina area musician, and I didn't know, artist. I did not know that Jeff Williams was a cartoonist, and not only that, a darn good cartoonist. And he has a comic book called Supernova Uber Alice. Had no idea. This is just like a regular comic book. It's got front cover, full page ads on the back. Here's issue number 1. Here's issue number 2. I mean, this is the real deal. And, yeah. Genuine comic book. I haven't even read this yet, but I already know I love it. I just know it. It's a no-brainer. So, Jeff Williams, thank you for these issues of Supernova Uber Alles. If you guys want to see Jeff sling the guitar, you can see him play acoustic bass guitar with Clayton and Wenzel. For a long time, you could see him in Stop Talking. I'm not exactly sure what Jeff's status is now band-wise, but he's the kind of guy who never stops and always has some kind of project going. So Jeff Williams, thank you so very much. Greatly appreciated. And that, boy howdy, that's about it. My desk is empty. There's nothing on my desk. I got nothing left to talk about. So just a very quick recap before I sign off. Anti-Scene Time Machine record release party, Saturday, August 9th at Repo Record in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's free. It's all ages. The record will be played in its entirety, and then Anti-Scene will play a heck of a concentrated set for anybody who's there, live at Repo Records. Oh, yeah. Rule Breakers Ball in September, 19th and 20th. 10 awesome bands. Anti-Scene on top. My TPOS mailing address, P.O. Box 173, Newton, North Carolina, 28658. And of course, my Discogs, eBay, and Bandcamp, which is where you're going to find Harry the Cat, who has not made a live appearance at all today, very much unlike him. Luckily, we do have the stand-in Harry the Cat hand puppet. You get a free Harry the Cat hand puppet kit with every purchase of a Harry the Cat item. Yeah, what a deal. That's right, what a deal. Bye. Bye, Harry. You've been a great hand puppet, and your cassette and your CD and your 8-track are also great. Thanks, Harry. And, of course, the weird hippie cult sex, ecology, drug, space rock band, the Zendik Farm Orgastra. Get it? Orgastra. Wink, wink. They knew what they were talking about. They knew what they were doing. You can find it on my TPOS Discogs and or eBay, but not Bandcamp. And that's it. I'm going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to me go yap, 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 yap for the last hour or so. It's been great fun. Good to be back. And Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, I should be back next week. If I'm not in Atlanta, Georgia. I might be taking a road trip to Atlanta on Wednesday. Not sure. Might leave Thursday. Not sure. But if I am here, I will be giving you Tent Talks Tunes. And let's get one more appearance by the Harry the Cat hand puppet. Harry, what do you got to say to the people? This is Harry the Cat saying so long from the Tar Heel State. Yay! Harry said it the best. Bye, everybody.